Did you review that report of Dr. White dated March 8th, 2011?
Yes, I did.
And in that report, did Dr. White suggest that Michael Jackson may have orally consumed propofol, causing his death?
Yes, he did.
And what was your reaction to that?
I was disappointed because it's not possible.
And why is it not possible?
Because just on first principles alone, oral propofol has no biological activity.
And what do you mean by first principles?
Propofol is so rapidly metabolized by the liver that very little propofol gets past the liver. Everything that enters the stomach or the intestine goes first to the liver. That's how the blood flow, that's the plumbing. So when a drug is put into the stomach, it's absorbed into the blood, and it first goes to the liver. The liver is so avidly, the liver has such powerful mechanisms for metabolizing propofol that only a very small percent can get past the liver. This is a principle that is taught to first-year medical students. And it's called the first pass effect. And it means when anything you eat, it first passes the liver. And the first pass effect is what the liver does that first time it sees it coming from the stomach. And in the case of propofol, you would expect nearly all of the drug to be removed by this first pass effect. When we talk about lorazepam, we'll also spend time talking about the gallbladder, which is located right here. But the main point, the only point for this discussion of propofol is that all of the veins leaving the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine, they all come together at this vein right here called the portal vein, and they go first to the liver where the propofol is subjected to metabolism.
The first pass effect then of propofol as it goes through the liver, how would you characterize the degree to which it's deactivated?
Functionally, it is about 99%.
99% of the drug
is removed.
Is removed before it enters
the body.
Okay.
Correct. We've learned recently that in fact the propofol is metabolized at two different places. This is just recent information. And that is that the lining of the gut itself is very active against propofol. And that's recent information. Because if you were to look at the liver alone, you might expect maybe 5-10% of the propofol to get past it, just looking at the liver alone. But the gut itself, these tissues here, have metabolic activity also. So the 100% first pass metabolism, or 99%, is correct. But from recent information, it's a little more complex.
You reviewed Dr. White's report?
Yes.
In the report, did he suggest that Michael Jackson drank propofol and
Yes.
that could have led to his death?
Yes.
Okay. And at the time of Dr. White's report, dated March 8th, 2011, the studies you just summarized from 1985, 1991, 1996, and the two separate patents from 2009, those were all available either in the literature or by doing a Google search?
Correct.
Dr. Schaefer, on the topic of the lack of oral bioavailability of propofol, you rejected that theory from the outset as you put and concluded in your April 2011 report.
I rejected that theory in our initial phone call of March 31st, approximately.
Based at that time on the very fundamental medical principles of first pass effect.
Correct.
And then you sought out additional research and concluded with actually conducting a human study of this area.
Correct.
And that subsequent research as well as this Chilean study simply confirmed your initial finding that there was zero possibility that Michael's oral ingestion of propofol,
Correct.
whether it occurred or not, caused his death.
Correct.